And Syracuse leads or trails by a score of 13-6. Let's join the huddle of Syracuse.
So we give them a nice dump to the attackman behind. Then that midi head, the ball shuts off. All our middies are shut off. We'll take the ball away from them behind the goal. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Is this all the time or just ball?
That was assistant coach Mike Greco giving the instructions to the defense now for Syracuse, looking to shut off behind the goal and try and take the ball away from the Sachems as they'll put the ball in play on the all-even offense right now.
Mike Greco, former coach at RIT. They've had a fine Division III program for a long while. And, of course, Jim Booth, who was a star at Syracuse, is the head coach and handles the offense. Long Island with possession here, as they'll work it outside. This is Cook. Bobby Cook, number 5. Over to brother Ed Cook. Oh, Cook spinning. Checked and down by a couple of orange men. Not Syracuse orange men from the University of Syracuse, but orange uniforms of the Spirit. But Long Island losing the ball right here.
But we have a penalty on the play, Barry, so we'll the Sachems will be going man up. They called an illegal procedure interference call against Syracuse, so that'll give them a 30-second penalty.
So Doug Hall will put it in play. Long Island has scored man up a couple of goals today. Now we'll work it behind a Cook.
Up top.
Back out top. Side of the goal. Here is Cook forced to go back. Bobby Cook. Jeff Homeyer, 18, got spun around. Hall trying to rake it up. Homeyer's got it. He has 2 goals. Former North Carolina star. Homeyer missing in close. But Long Island retains possession. But we had a violation, apparently, a crease violation.
Homar ended up into the crease after he took that shot, Barry, and they called the crease violation, so the Sachem will lose ball as Syracuse puts it in play.
They are still a man down, still have a man in the box. Now Cook on the ride.
We should be back to all even, I think, now, Barry.
Now we are.
Was up.
Penalty has expired. Syracuse with a long pole trying to cheap clear, and they get it upfield.
John Williams does an excellent job there. Shake the ball loose.
He sure did. This is Eddie Cook. Boy, both Williams and Trowbridge have been used spotted duty here defensively as midfielders. They've done a good job. They have over a supply of midfielders. They have 3 full midfield units and a couple of extra middies. So they've been using them effectively.
And they have, because there's a lot of pressure on the midfielders. They really got to work hard.
And Syracuse, on the other end, has been basically going with just 2 midfield units.
We're getting a call again against the Sachems, a delay of game penalty, 30-second call, and the Sachems will be man down.
So Syracuse needing these man-up situations to try to get back in the game. 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Syracuse trailing Long Island 13-6. As Syracuse will have possession here as we have changes being made. You're allowed to make changes when there's a penalty to be served. Most of the time, as we mentioned, just changes on the fly, unless a goal has been scored or a time-serving penalty has been committed. Nice look for Powers out in front. He had it blocked.
I'll tell you, Barry, I think the man-down team for the Sachems have been doing a very good job.
And they come up with a ball here and a chance perhaps to score short-handed. It's Peratini checked and he lost the ball. Tarbell can't get it. Hall trying to come up with it.
Well, that ball bouncing around on that turf.
Corey finally gets it for Syracuse. 2:50 to go. Penalty just about close to expiring. As the Long Island player Bruce Bruno serving the penalty is going to come back on momentarily. Still in the box, however, and Syracuse has a man up. Perkins, penalty now is over. As a goal is scored for Syracuse.
Wow,
Randy Powers coming up with that goal.
I think there looked like there was some confusion on the part of the Sachems to whether or not the penalty had expired. We saw Bruno going on and off the field, and I think that Bobby Cook was a little bit late getting down from the midfield if the penalty had expired, but it was a great shot. It was a good shot taken by the Spirit. That was number 12, I believe.
No, it'll be Randy Powers, number 3.
Randy Powers took that shot. Nice low shot as we see it right here. He drops his stick head and he picks that shot right up in the upper corner. Stick side, though, on Mike Nelson.
He's got that phenomenal right-handed shot. It really is a cannon, underhanded that time. And he gets his 3rd goal. He and Bobby Cook and Bobby Piccola all have 3 goals apiece in the inaugural American Lacrosse League game. Now off that face-off, hustling after it, Long Island. It'll go out of bounds, and whose possession will it be? Officials conferring here.
I haven't seen a hand signal yet to tell us which way it's going.
Bobby Schwab motioning for the ball, and they're going to reface it off.
Yep, they'll reface it. They weren't quite sure who it went off of. No, not an official in the position to make that call. So it's a good situation to reface it.
Glenn Mormon, 24, against Tom Rosa on the face-off. Rosa for Syracuse coming up with it cleanly. Syracuse down by only 6, and a goal here could really make it interesting because they have not really exploded for 3 or 4 goals in a row, and they're capable. You know that, Kerry.
Oh, they're very explosive. They're really strong in midfield. They're very capable of scoring a lot of goals quickly.
Here's Mike Guy, 16. Misses the cage. Warren hustling after it, and they had no backer help, so good play by the goaltender. A check that by Nelson, and so Long Island gets possession here.
Good hustle by Nelson. As you said, he reacted very well to the shot and hustled to get the ball over.
So now Cook on the ride by Corey, having to retreat, so he'll calmly play it back to Nelson, his goalie. Haven't seen too much riding by Syracuse, but they ride here. But sneaking upfield is Aaron Jones. Now Long Island with possession. Cook. Eddie Cook. As they had 3 men behind the cage. Look out for Mormon, but it was picked off by Warren. Warren gets it up the near side for Jeff McKee. He's got excellent speed. McKee, the big guy, the old-timer, number 31 years of age, Mr. McKee. Corey gets it. We have a delayed whistle or a paper flown on the field.
No, I think that's a flag.
Flag, okay. So it's a delayed penalty coming up against Long Island.
Great check.
And now as Long Island gets possession, the whistle blows.
We had an offsides against the Sachem, and that's why they'll go man down for 30 seconds. And that was really an excellent check taken there by the Sachems.
Hey, Jeff, go ahead on.
Part of the crowd here at the Hofstra Stadium. And hope that you'll come out next week. They'll be playing the Denver team, and that game will take place at 2 o'clock right here at Hofstra Stadium. Professional lacrosse. And Gary, it's been a real exciting afternoon. I know we're enjoying what we're watching.
It certainly has, Barry, and I think you know, when the fans come here to see these Sachem play, they'll really be impressed.
Man up for Syracuse. Corey moving it to Nelson. Here's Tarbell. His shot blocked in front. And Long Island trying to get the ball out. After it, Dan Tracy, number 30, got it up across midfield. And a little whacking going on right there, pushing and shoving. Pete Olson trying to calm things down a little bit.
Pete Olson is the defender who took that shot, Barry, at the end, and he hustled up to midfield and got involved in this little fracas up at the midfield when the Syracuse Spirit man just swung his stick at Olson.
I think it was Kevin Martin, number 29, who was a bit upset. He'll head to the sideline. Greg Tarbell talking to him and trying to calm him down as the flag has been thrown on the field.
We have simultaneous penalties now, so the teams will play 5-on-5, which will open up this game maybe even more.
28 seconds left, and of course we still have a man in the box right now for Long Island. So it'd actually be a 5-on-4 situation, which will really open it up. There's the man in the box, Bruce Bruno. He was not the man who was penalized, but he is serving the penalty. Long Island coming down shorthanded and nearly scoring. Now the man out of the box, so we're back even at 5-5, not at full strength, but even anyway at 5-5. Bruce Bruno checked as he got to the crease, and let's see if what the call will be.
Now we got a 30-second push call now called against the Spirit, so we'll have a man-up opportunity now for the Sachems. It'll be 5-on-4.
Again, a mix-up on the part of Syracuse there to allow Long Island shorthanded to just come down the field right there and nearly score. Nobody picked him up. So now Long Island working man up. A lot of people in the box right now. Syracuse has 4 defenders out there. Long Island, it's a 5-on-4 situation right now.
Long Island is going to be content to hold the ball, Barry, and trying to work out the clock and start the
down
fourth
to 2 seconds, 1 second, and the fourth quarter will start with Long Island with possession and a man up. So that's the story at the end of 3 in the American Lacrosse League debut. It's the Long Island Sachems 13 and the Spirit of Syracuse 7. We'll be right back. You're watching college, or rather professional lacrosse on Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network.
Why should you make Apple Bank your bank? To find out, just look inside. You'll find people who care, like Regional Manager Jamie Hoffman. At Apple Bank, our people are concerned about what happens to your money and to you. We're committed to our customers and the community they live in because we've become part of it.
Apple Bank wants to grow with Long Island and the families who live here. That's why we hope you'll make our bank your bank.
Apple Bank for Savings. We're good for you.
More than 100 years before Columbus discovered America, there was a game played for pride and honor. Today, there still is. It's America's oldest game. It's pro lacrosse. Come out and see the Long Island Sachems and witness the game that combines the body contact of football, the stick handling of hockey, the running of soccer, and the high scoring of basketball. Score with the Sachems at Hofstra Stadium and see the fastest game on 2 feet.
We are back. Barry Landers along with Kerry Gluck, and let's go down on the field, and here's Bob Gallistein.
Barry, informal fan survey asked about 30 fans, would you come to another American Lacrosse League game? And the answer is generally positive, ranging from lukewarm to most people responding, yes, they would definitely see another Long Island Sachems game. More than a handful of fans coming down from Syracuse, and it really has been a tremendous game. Fans echoing that sentiment.
Okay, Bob, thank you very much. So the fans apparently enjoying the product, and we hope that you're enjoying it wherever you're watching at home. Let's take a look at the third quarter scoring summary as far as these two clubs are concerned. And you can see Syracuse got off and winging at the 15-second mark, but then those 3 quick goals, a minute and some 38 seconds apart. Picola and then Eddie Cook, and Eddie Cook right back again some 12 seconds later. Then another one by Picola, 4 in a row before Syracuse came back with 2 late in the period.
I think that's been the key right now in the second half, is that flurry of goals that the Sachems scored right quick in the third period, Barry.
And I guess the key right now is Syracuse, they've got to get something going, but right now they've got to kill a 5-on-4 situation for Long Island. Doesn't take Long Island long to cash in off the setup from Cook. Behind, he spotted his attackman, Bruce Bruno, in front, and Bruno comes up with a goal to make it 14-7.
And Cook did a nice job. He moves to his left, he looks back over his shoulder to the weak side, and there's Bruno sneaking in a little bit and taking the shot in on close on Chuck Warren. It's All-American. Bruce Bruno, being an All-American at Cornell, did a great job there and took a good shot. As we'll take another look at it on the replay, Cook feeding off to Bruno, and there's the shot. Puts it on the far post off the off shoulder of the goalie, Chuck Warren.
Warren going down, leaving a lot of the upper part of the net to shoot at there. And you know, it's interesting that Bruno, who hustled and set up another big goal just a little while ago, now he's on the receiving end, and you like to see that happen, Kerry.
Yes, you really do. You're doing a good job. And we'll notice also, Barry, that again, both teams are still playing 5-on-5. Releases the technical penalty, but the simultaneous penalty still serves in the box.
Ed Cook assisting on that last goal now, has 5 assists to go along with 1 goal for Long Island. And Long Island coming up with it. Speaking of Cook, he has played a superb game. Oh, almost a great catch by Guglielmo there.
What an effort, huh? He just took his stick out and shows you the great control these guys have of their stick, Barry.
It's beautiful to watch the stick work on these clubs. Penalty still in effect, or rather it's still 5-on-5 now. Both players release. It's now 6-on-6. And this is Hall, number 8, falling. And Syracuse kind of pick up McKee upfield. And Syracuse on the transition here. This is Kevin Sheehan. Sheehan after it still, number 28, going down. And a loose ball push against the Long Island club will give Syracuse the ball as Tommy Nelson quickly puts it in play. Here's Corey moving in, and he bounces it, raked in on the rebound by number 5, Tommy Nelson.
Tommy Nelson just right the man on the spot. Mike Nelson makes the save. The ball hits the cross of his shaft. It comes back out, and again right there to put it in because Mike Nelson was out of position. Easy goal for Tom Nelson.
Well, Tommy Nelson, who played at Yorktown and Syracuse, making it a little closer for Jim Booth's club right now. They are 14-8 right here. They trail by 6 as the goal's coming early here in the fourth quarter. 1:05 the time of that goal. Syracuse needs possession, but they're not winning the faceoffs enough, and they don't win this one. Naslonsky winning that one again. As bumped was Homeyer, but look at that hustling play to get it to Hall.
Really great, outstanding effort. You know, and these guys aren't young, Barry. These guys are, you know, mid-20s, and they're aggressive.
Delayed penalty against Syracuse as it's shot wide from in close by Eddie Cook. And Long Island will have a man-up situation here as the clock stops with 1:28 gone in the fourth quarter, as the penalty will be called on Syracuse defenseman Jeff Desko.
And he gets called for the slash, 1-minute penalty. And again, Syracuse can't afford that now, Barry. They need the possession, and if they're playing man down, they're not going to be in possession. So they really have to keep off the penalties.
Doug Hall putting it in play on the far side at the top of your picture, or at the bottom of your picture, we might say. Hall swinging it back outside to Billy Naslonsky. Over to Hall. Working it behind Eddie Cook, who's done a great job feeding. Back to Hall, stopped by Warren. And he'll cheap clear it to the sidelines, out of bounds, into the penalty area where it's stopped by his Syracuse teammate serving the penalty, Tom Nelson. Man-up situations, you can see Long Island has done pretty good. Now they've made changes, Long Island. They'll work it. Swing it behind Ed Cook. Deflected high, looking for Homeyer. Recovered by Hall, trying to get it in front to Bobby Cook. But broken up. And Syracuse has it. Syracuse down a man, trailing by 6. Still plenty of time to go. 12:44 to go. As Greg Hall moves it up. He has a check from behind, but Syracuse recovers. Oh, nice play by Warren to come up with that pass. Penalty is up now.
Good job by the Spirit man-down team to kill off this penalty, Barry. And that was an important penalty to kill off, too. They couldn't afford to get down another goal right now in the fourth period.
Here's Corey working down the right wing. Cut off by the big stick there of Tommy Martello, number 19. So he'll move it back now. And Syracuse sends Greg Tarbell back in. Tarbell looking for his first goal. Mark Burnham, who's had a tough game. Their first midfield unit really has been badly outplayed. Tarbell, Burnham, and Perkins. And back comes Long Island against that unit. Hall trying to make the pass.
And he had the man open, too. He had the his attackman Cook open on the crease, just couldn't get the ball to him.
Cook recovered over to Hall, looking for a cutter, maybe.
Yep, that's exactly what he was looking for, Barry. Couldn't see anybody that was open making the cut.
Long Island with possession, 11:38 to go. And there's the look from behind the goal. That's the view that the goaltender, Warren, is facing. Long Island bringing it out now, and they'll send 2 men back.
Jeff McKee doing a good job defensively on that last sequence. There's the shot taken wide of the goal.
But again, backup support there as Bobby Cook was behind the cage. And Long Island will put it back in play, leading 14-8. Bobby Cook with a beautiful move, cutting out in front on the defenseman.
Unassisted goal. Bobby Cook just took his defenseman. He cooked him. He took him one-on-one, beat him, and Chuck Warren coming out of the goal, not able to make the save. And the Sachems are playing very, very well. Their attackmen are really playing well, riding, hustling all over the field. You're seeing white jerseys swarming on the ball, and I think that's really been the difference.
Goal number 4 for Bobby Cook right here.
And he beats the defenseman. That was Greg Tarbell with the short stick that had him, and I think the Sachems playing very, very smart, Barry. They're picking on the short sticks on the defense, and here's a picture of Bobby Cook. Got to be pleased with the way he's playing, and I'm sure Coach Lowe and Rossi got to be pleased with the way the entire Sachem team is playing.
Well, as we mentioned, the midfield has been a difference here for Long Island. They've really outplayed the midfield on the other side for Syracuse this afternoon. And right now, Long Island with a commanding 7-goal lead early here in the fourth quarter. On the ground, they battle for it. And Rosa finally will pick it up for Syracuse, number 19. Tommy Rosa on the fast break. Bounces one, and yes, getting a piece was goaltender Nelson.
Almost went in for Van Sack. The save by Nelson hit Van Sack's foot and almost rolled back into the goal.
Here's Cook. Eddie Cook. He'll take it right up the middle.
Oh, good check.
Was that beauty check from behind. Kevin Sheehan.
But again, the white jerseys all over the ball, Barry. They're coming up with those loose balls, and that's, I think, been one of the major differences in this game.
I think the fitness of their midfield, the fact that they have rotated 3 midfield units, they seem fresher, and they seem, as you said, Kerry, coming up with a lot of those ground balls. Right now, Long Island on the attack here, looking to up their lead, and a nice stop on the shot taken from outside. As Warren came up with the save. Oh, what a hit.
I would say that would be a penalty.
Tom Corey taking quite a hit over there. Was that ever a hit? Let's watch it again.
And we'll see it on the replay. That's Jeff Fritz giving chase. He tries to go with a wrap check, and he gets his stick up a little bit high, right up under the neck. That could hurt, I'll tell you. And Fritz goes down with Corey, and certainly it'll be a man-up play for Syracuse.
And there is Fritz in the box, the 5'9", 175-pound, 31-year-old from East Meadow here in Long Island, not far from the field.
I'll bet he spent a lot of time here in his youth.
That's right. Nelson looks out in front. Beautiful setup. Tommy Nelson finding Mike Perkins just on the crease, and Perkins just puts it home easily. And his second goal of the game, and Syracuse now trailing by 6 with still plenty of time left. 9:46 to go.
Perkins cuts down nice off from the top, from the midfield, gets a good feed, and we'll see it on the replay. There's the feed from behind, as you'll see Perkins right there, number 13, in the middle of the screen. There goes his cut, and he's right in the face of Mike Nelson, puts it in off the pipe, and you can't give a guy like Perkins, who's got a great shot, that kind of room, and in so tight on Mike Nelson.
Tommy Nelson, the assist, and he set it up beautifully. Nelson, a premier finesse player. He'll find the open player.
And we saw it right there. He finds the seams, he finds the open player, and in that case, Perkins was the man.
Face-off coming up here for Syracuse, a big one. Pat Donahue on for the face-off. No, it's Rosa who came up with it. Rosa's got it. Nice shovel over to Nelson. Nice look out in front of the beautiful goal, Tommy Corey.
That's the way lacrosse is played. You saw the stick work, excellent stick work, good fast break goal. Tommy Corey, easy inside, right in close on Mike Nelson. But the play developed right from midfield as they got the face off and came down on the fast break.
Tommy Rosa, the key here, coming up with that ball.
And look at the pass, cross field. He looks over to Tommy Nelson. Nelson looks right back across the field against the grain, finds Corey, and right in tight on Mike Nelson.
For Tommy Corey, that is goal number 3. So Syracuse exploding now, and as we'd said a lot of time, it's a 5-goal difference with 9:36 to go.
Syracuse scoring 2 goals within 10 seconds. We told you they're explosive.
Tommy Corey's 3rd goal. He and Randy Powers have 3 apiece. Big face-off one this time by Long Island. John Williams dropping it off, and the look out in front. Good save by Warren on a close-in shot.
Peter Fritz took that, and it was a good opportunity by the Sachems. Again, John Williams doing a good job coming up with the loose ball. And again, the white Sachems coming up with the possession.
Now Cook trying to pick it up on the turf. Raked away and trying to stay with it is Kevin Sheehan. He's got it now. And Syracuse turning things around with those 2 goals. Very important possession right here, Kerry.
Right, yeah. Syracuse wants to make a good effort, a good show to try and bring them within 1, but unfortunately they throw it away, give the ball right back to the Sachems, and before anyone gets any chance to change their lines, ball back in play.
Poor play by Greg Hall. He had time to make a better clear there. Alan Lowe's club had a big lead. Now it's cut to 5. They led by as many as 7. 8:44 to go in this opening game of the American Lacrosse League. Long Island with the ball and leading 15-10. We'll identify the players. That's Bobby Piccola, who's had 3 goals today, number 11. Over to Rocco Guglielmo. He's wrap check. Ball loose and recovered by Syracuse. They'll try to get a transition going here. Mike Guy, number 16. Oh, that's Lucas, rather, number 15. A look out in front, and Nelson scores on a low shot. Tommy Nelson from 15 yards away, and it is now 15-11 with 8:10 to go in the fourth quarter as the Spirit haven't lost their spirit, Gary. They keep coming back.
No, they haven't, and they've been whittling away at the lead that the Sachems built up. Nice goal by Tommy Nelson. He takes a low shot, and we get a timeout. But here's the replay.
Corey set him up.
Corey looking inside right to Nelson and takes a nice low bounce shot. And again, the lead by the Sachems cut now down to 4 as the Sachems lead 15-11.
Time of that goal will be 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Well, you know, Kerry, there are a lot of Long Island players on other American League lacrosse teams that are playing, and we'll tell you about that a little later. Let's see what Jim Booth's talking about right now.
Yes, we have. With the cutter. Win this now. You want to go 1-4? No backup on 1-4. Tarbell, you get the ball up front.
Keep him busy on the crease.
Turn about this way. 1-4 offense.
If you sweep one way, the backside guy's got to come up and replace. That's the backup guy. Yeah, now, all right.
You got to see when he comes up.
Yeah. Working that crease.
Option wing's got to come up. Work that crease. We're going to a 1-4 with Tarbell up top. Let's go, let's go. Rosa. Rosa.
All right, we heard Coach Booth of the Syracuse Spirit giving the offensive instructions here. They're going to set up in a 1-4. They'll put Tarbell up top, they feel, and they want the opposite wing to pop out.
Part of the crowd, they're enjoying it. Well, 3 Syracuse goals in less than a minute and a half have given them real life here. They're down by 4, and let's see what happens on this face-off coming up here. A big one for both clubs. And Lawson taking the faceoff doesn't win it for Long Island. Rosa, who's played real superb lacrosse here, comes up with it. And Powers gives it over to Perkins. Perkins with a look at the goal line. Corey, who's been red hot. He'll get it back out on top. Beautiful, look,
wide
Perkins
open.
hit the pipe. Perkins set up beautifully. Hit the pipe, a tough break right there. Mark Burnham set him up beautifully there.
Unlucky for Perkins, really. He took a good shot. He was one-on-one with the goalie. He shot it up high. He went up high on Mike Nelson and hit the pipe.
That's about the 4th pipe that Syracuse has had, and they're losing by 4 goals right now. So luck has not been on their side, you might say. Long Island with possession here, and they want to take some control of the ball here right now because the momentum has swung back the other way.
Exactly.
Here's Cook. Speaking of control, gets the shot off. As Ed Cook's shot was stopped, and we're going to get a slash coming up on Bobby Cook right here. He's very unhappy, making an unsportsmanlike call too after objecting to the official's call.
Here's that last shot taken by the Syracuse Spirit. We'll see the shot as here comes Perkins right in tight, bang, off that pipe. And I'll tell you, I think maybe Mike Nelson should do the old Chico Resch move, Barry, and kill those and kiss those pipes.
Well, Bobby Cook got a 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty too. So
there's the slash. That was the slash that he was protesting.
A real big man-up situation, and it's unreleasable here. So they are going to have a real interesting situation develop here. Timeout taken on the field. Allen Lowe's club, leading 15-7, has seen 4 straight goals scored, and they're really in trouble right now. So, with 7:12 to go here in the fourth quarter, and Long Island leading Syracuse by 4, we'll be right back. You're watching Professional Lacrosse on Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network.
There's something I learned a long time ago that holds true even more today. Seatbelts save lives. Nancy's father, Dr. Loyal Davis, once recounted to me his personal experience as a surgeon, frequently witnessing the injury that could have been avoided if car crash victims had only worn their seatbelts. That's a lesson I've never forgotten. And there are a couple of statistics I hope you won't forget when you're driving. 10,000 to 12,000 lives could be saved each year if every passenger wore their seatbelt. And most accidents occur close to home at speeds of less than 40 miles per hour. Recently enacted seatbelt laws have saved many lives, and as the program to encourage the use of seatbelts continues, even more lives will be saved. I join our dedicated men and women in law enforcement in reminding you, buckle up. It's simple, effective protection for you and your family. So please be smart, drive safe, and wear your seatbelts.
Two penalties, one for each 1 minute, a slashing and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And right now, Syracuse with a 2-minute major power play, so to speak. Even if they score, the man will not be released from the box. They can score as many goals as they can here in the last 2 minutes. Shots getting pretty even, so is the score. Syracuse down by 4. Nelson working it behind. Looks out on the wing, and a good save in close on the shot fired from in close that time. Big save there on Mark Burnham. Now Long Island trying to get it into the box. We get a whistle.
I think the crowd thought that there should have been a high check called against the Spirit there as John Williams attempted to bring the ball up, took the check right on the mask.
Let's watch this beautiful stop on the shot taken by Mark Burnham.
And look at the stick work here right by Nelson. He's got his stick right up there. Those are the reflexes that we talked about earlier, Barry, that Nelson is noted for.
Tarbell fighting for possession and